Hey everybody, welcome to week 3. I wanted to record you a video, talk a little bit about what we have coming out. This is a pretty important week, so let's just hop in and look at what we got. So, first in the content section, we go down to week 3. This is the last week as we are wrapping up Project 1. Okay? So basically, Project 1 is going to be due at the end of this week. So we can look through the directions. This is usually where we get most of what we need to do this week and sort of the overview. Your assessments, a graded discussion post, and Project 1 due by Sunday at 11:59. So that's pretty significant because we got to get a lot of stuff done before we get to that point. So in the content section, if we look at our video lessons, if you've been keeping up, you are probably done with all of your animation, all of your rigging, and hopefully have applied some materials to your bridge and car. So where we should be at starting this week is creating the rest of the world and turning that into a rendered series of images so we can watch that as an animation. So there's some options for you this week. So first, there's nothing that says that there's nothing that specifically defines exactly what your world has to look like. So you can run with this, you can make this whatever you want. So I'm showing you some tools you can use. Doesn't mean you have to use all these tools. It doesn't mean that you have to use them in the way that I use them, right? But I show you a little bit about how to sculpt some terrain, right? And then we create some, it's not really water, but what appears to be water. It's like a pond to get some ripples. It's really more of a deformer, right? And so we spent a couple of videos talking about how to do those things. And then we talk a little bit about cameras, right? We have animation happening, but we can make this more appealing by how we show the animation. Where are we going to place the viewer so the viewer can see the action that you have created. And then this is where this week's lecture sort of gets a little confusing. Maybe not confusing, a little more complex. So we talk about render engines, like what is rendering and why are we doing it? What is what does that word really even mean, right? And what part of the computer, or how is the computer doing it? So after video 4, you get a couple of options on what works best for you in order to get the best render you would like, and I show you how to use all of them. So video 5 and 6 talks about hardware 2.0. Right? So I would encourage you to watch all the videos either way. But hardware 2.0 is a real-time render engine. I'll put real-time in air quotes. That Maya has that uses your GPU, your graphics card, to render. This is faster, but doesn't always have the best rendering results. You can get a really nice looking image out of this, but you really have to work with it in order to get that nice looking image. And so we talk about that in videos 5 and 6 about how to set up some lighting in hardware 2.0 and how to set up some materials in there, right? And then videos 7 and 8, we talk about rendering with Arnold, and Arnold is a different render engine. So Arnold is a much slower image to render, but it's because it looks much better. Right? It's getting a lot more calculations in there, and you can get something that looks very photorealistic without a ton of lighting work. But the render times on these can be much slower, right? You are welcome to use whichever of these two options you want. You can either render in Hardware 2.0 for this project, or you can render in Arnold for this project. The stipulation, though, or not the stipulation, but the sort of the thing to be thinking about is that um, I'm grading it based off of whether you make it look good or not, right? So if you decide to use Hardware 2.0, like right out of the box, Hardware 2.0 is not going to look anywhere near as good. You're going to have to put more work into making it look good. If you're rendering with Arnold, you may put less work into creating the lights and materials, but rendering the output part of this will take longer. So they both have their trade-offs. You need to watch both videos, or all of the videos, to kind of understand your options and what you should do. From there, we're going to render it. So we talk about render settings, which is some of the settings we change in order to have Maya render a sequence of images. And so Maya is going to render out one image for every frame of your animation. And then you can't really watch that as a video then. It's just a folder full of images, right? So in order to be able to see that as a video, we have to compile that into a video. So we have two different options that I'm showing here. There's OpenShot, and then there's also Adobe Premiere. If you're working from home, Adobe Premiere, well, let me back up. If you're working from the lab computers, Adobe Premiere is installed on those computers, and you should be able to use them. If you're working from home, the only way you would be able to use Adobe Premiere is if you've subscribed to the student version of the Adobe Creative Cloud, or for some reason have Premiere. There's also Premiere Rush, which is a slightly cheaper mobile version. So all of those should work to be able to edit a series of images into a video. I'm not for sure about Rush, but I would assume it would. But just in case you don't have Premiere, I made a video using OpenShot, which is an open source video editor. I'll tell you, there's also another software package that we'll probably use in the future called DaVinci Resolve. And I just haven't made the videos to use that. If you just look it up, DaVinci Resolve, there is a free-to-use version of this, and I'm trying to figure out where we put that, where they put it. Let's see, it may be all the way down at the bottom. Monthly cloud licensing. That's great. Here we go. Mac, Windows, open and compatible. So you don't need you need this one, DaVinci Resolve 16. You don't need Studio 16. And that will work very similarly to Premiere. So if you're looking for an alternative to Premiere to use, for future projects, DaVinci is a really good one. I will probably be converting to that for some future videos. I just haven't made those videos yet. So if you want to take it on yourself to try that out, this is a good option. I walk you through just how to compile this as an image sequence with OpenShot, which is it's an open source video editing software, but not nearly as good. And what you will need to realize is that if you're going to use OpenShot, it doesn't recognize the EXR file format. So Premiere does. So you'll have to sort of think through that as you're determining how you're going to render. Right? So that's a lot of videos to watch. It's even more work to do. Right? So this is a pretty busy week, and so I would encourage you to not waste any time this week, and jump in and get started as soon as you can. If we go back to week 3, where we're at right now, I'll show you that outside of the video lessons, I also show you some stuff with render settings, right? Where you can change how you are setting up your render settings for a better result when you're rendering. I also feel like this needs to be in the previous week's videos as well. There's a QuickTime codec issue that if you're play blasting or something like that, you may have issues with QuickTime. This is some of the ways that you can edit that. So the two things that are going to be deliverable this week, your discussion. So I want to point out that at least in the online section, the 904 section of this class, I had a lot of people who just didn't do the discussion this week. So, don't forget, that's a weekly thing. We're doing that every week, and you do get a grade for it. So this is due on Thursday of this week, your discussion post. We can look in here really quick. So basically what this is I'm wanting you to I'm wanting you to try to challenge yourself to solve some of your own problems. So that sounds it sounds like me being lazy, like I don't want to fix your problems. It's not that. It's that I'm not always going to be here, right? Part of what we're trying to train you to do or teach you to do is to solve problems. The jobs that are out there in the industry are not to repeat tasks, they are to solve problems for people, right? People have animation problems, they have technical problems, whatever. They want to hire a person who can solve those problems. If they already had the answer to them, they wouldn't need to hire you, right? So, so this is about that. You're going to run into things as you go that are going to be questions that you don't understand, right? And so I want you to pose a question to yourself. Like your initial discussion post should be a statement of your original question or issue you did not understand, along with the answers you found in your research. So I want you to find one tool, feature, or element in Maya that you feel you don't understand clearly enough. Then I want you to spend some time researching and learning that part of Maya more clearly. Right? Use all the tools at your disposal: Google, YouTube, Maya help options, forums. What did I do? And then you're going to post that in your initial discussion post. Then you're going to comment to help other people with the issues they may be having. So maybe you have another way of solving that issue, or maybe you have a question that they can help you learn more about how they solve their issue, right? So again, your initial discussion posts are always due on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. of the week, and then your two comments are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So the other thing that you have due this week is also under assessments, and that is your Project 1 submission. Okay, so this is due by midnight on Sunday. You have to turn something in by midnight on Sunday. And you know what, I just realized this may be still linked to the wrong OneDrive folder. So if so, I will. No, I don't think it is. I think that just it may still have files in it. So I was wrong. Okay, I'm glad I clicked that. This will be updated in the next 5 minutes, probably before you're even watching this video. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to click this button, and it's going to take you to a page where you can upload a file, okay, to OneDrive. And so, actually, let me pause this and fix this link really quick for you now. Okay, so this is looking a little different now, but basically what you're going to do is, I don't know why it changed the formatting of this. I'm sorry, let me fix this really quickly. And then this doesn't need to be there. We can not center that. There we go. So what you will see is when it comes time to submit, you will have a page that looks like this. Right? You will click this submit button, and it will take you to a OneDrive folder, and then you upload a file here. Do not forget to name that file. Okay, I cannot tell you how many times every semester I get files that are just named Bridge Render or Bridge 1 or Bridge, right? I have no idea who to give the grade to for that. So please put your name on the file somewhere. You can name it, your first name, your last name, Bridge, or Project 1, your first name, your last name. I just need to be able to see how it's named, or see that see your name on it, so I know who to attribute the grade to. I try not to be too strict with my naming conventions, but that is something that if it just says bridge, I'm just not going to grade it. Like you will that one just won't get a grade, right? And so you will have a 0 if you turn in something that says bridge. So make sure you name it. Now you'll see this is how we're going to turn in any projects throughout this semester, is to upload them to OneDrive, and then I will get the link to that, and I'll be able to download those and grade those from home or from my office. So again, if you have any questions along the way, don't forget to either have office hours every week, 4 times a week, and the schedule for that is in the course info. So anything that you have questions about, feel free to hop in there. You don't need to schedule an appointment. Just hop in during those times, and I'll be there, and we can chat, and I can help you work through any problems you're having. So if you have any questions, I will see you then, or send me an email, and good luck on this project. Keep up the hard work. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all turn in. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.